I am a big advocate for freedom, okay? So when I say this to you, please understand, I'm trying to protect you. The city of Glendale has a mask mandate. I was told last Sunday, one of Glendale's finest was parked and apparently kind of let us know that potentially, okay, it doesn't mean it's going to happen, that they're here on patrol. And if you're not wearing a mask, you could get a ticket. Now, I don't like it one bit because it encroaches on what I call my personal freedom. But these are the laws of the city. So I'm asking you, please, to do your part. I cannot protect you when you're on the sidewalk, okay? So please do your part. I don't think personally, and I'll just say this and I will have said my piece, I think it's rather unfortunate that our law enforcement are being used as political pins and unfortunately having to enforce laws that, quite frankly, I believe are not only unconstitutional but un-American. On the flip side, I don't want any of you getting a ticket or getting in trouble with the law, so please be vigilant to protect yourself in the city of Glendale and when you are on the sidewalks waiting to come in either to this property or to the bookstore, please, all right? I just, I don't take pleasure in giving money away that, for any person should feel this way, that somehow you need to pay a price for not following the instructions, whether they're right or wrong. And again, I'm not going to get on this because I think most of you can tell by the way I'm saying this that I am not in agreement. Just as I'll say this also, and likewise then I will have said my piece. I know the big buzz amongst most people is the vaccine. Now listen, I don't care if you want to vaccinate yourself or not vaccinate yourself. That is your prerogative. It's also my prerogative. And I'm telling you, I stand here, I'm not a no medicine person. There are some religious sects or groups that completely shun any type of medical aid. I've always told you that if you have a condition, seek the great physician, but also do your part, find and search out a doctor that can help you and pray that God will guide that doctor in healing you or taking care of you. But, you know, with the current things going on right now, I have a lot of questions. So I'm telling you, because I know a lot of people have been asking and are curious, and I'd like to say something that would just appease, but I can't. I am personally not going to get a vaccine. It, first and foremost, at the top of my list, crystallized for me this last week in an article that was posted on most major news outlets. That was a picture of the current Pope saying that he sees no moral controversy with this vaccine. But if you read on in the headline, it clearly tells you that maybe not all vaccines are made like this, but this particular vaccine in question is made from aborted fetuses. So I am sorry, but that is against where I stand. That's my personal thing. That's between me and God. You have to work this out for yourselves. But I'm just telling you, if somebody should ask me what my position is, I have two thoughts, and I will tell them to you, and then I will be done. My first thought is I do not support that type of use of aborted fetuses. I think it is morally wrong, and anyone who says that it's morally right standing in a place such as I am should be viewed as unscrupulous, hypocritical, and I'm sorry, I just said a mouthful, but it offends me that even the church would play tiddlywinks with something like this when it's not a game. Do your research, find whatever you can. Who knows what the truth is anymore concerning these matters, and I say that as truthfully as possible. But the other issue I have with this is I do not, as an American citizen, somehow, the rest of the world can do whatever it wants. But we live in America, supposedly the land of the free, which means We are not under a communist regime. We are not under some oppressive government force. So why should I be mandated? Why should I not have the right to choose, just like we have people that make the right and the case for the right for a woman to choose, which I don't want to even go there. But this is my body, just as it's your body. And if you deem that it is against your religious convictions, or you have some issues with it, then I suggest talk to God about it and live your convictions. If those are your convictions, then live them. And don't, let me say this, be a sheep for Christ's sake, but not a sheep for the world's sake, that is to be bossed around and put in a box and labeled weak and ignorant. Educate yourselves, just as I'm trying to do, and believe me, the problem in the attempt to educate oneself is, who do you believe? What do you listen to? Does anybody have this problem?
Yes, ma'am.
That's pretty much this whole room here. So all I'm saying to you as your pastor, as I speak the truth in love, you work out what you need to do. That's between you and God. And I've just said my position and my piece, and I will not be bullied or strong-armed unless we now change the name of this country from the United States of America, the land of the free, to communist land and communist country, where we are forced into work and all of these different policies like other countries have. Until that happens, and maybe I'll be with a little group of people that are saying, no, absolutely not. The encroachment on my rights as an American citizen, and quite frankly, my rights as a Christian American, will not be tread on, period. Whoever thought that I would be standing here and sharing my thoughts about this? Whoever thought, in fact, on the way here, the reflection is, what were we doing a year ago? What were we doing almost 1 year ago when the thought of this coronavirus was in maybe a handful of people's minds who were in the inner circle in the know, while the rest of us were going about our daily life and living. And as a Christian now, I say I'm going to go about my daily life living. I'm going to be a law-abiding citizen to the best of my ability. You like my qualification? But I'm going to be a Christian and a proud American. And if that is in the face of other people who would like to shame me into not doing what they want, then so be it. Because as I've said before, I have an audience of one to please. That's God. I wish that we could be in a different predicament, but we're not. So I've told you, keep praying for the country, for our president. Keep praying for the citizens, because it seems like there are a lot of people who are afraid and have no backbone. I'm not talking about the people that go out and create havoc and burn down buildings. I'm talking about the way this country came into existence, the same backbone, the same thread that held up the citizens to basically push back against oppression, against religious freedom being oppressed. Before you can even think about anything else, think about the founding of this country and see how far we have not come in terms of this last year. It has taken us back to a very dark time in history. So all I'm saying to you is, please pray and do your part. And God is not the author of fear. I will not be afraid. The Bible tells me, I have a great passage that says, why should I fear what anyone, including man or the invisible forces, what should I fear that they can do to me if I trust my soul to Jesus Christ? And that's where I'm going to stand. You've been watching me, Pastor Melissa Scott, live from Glendale, California at Faith Center. If you would like to attend the service with us Sunday morning at 11 a.m., simply call 1-800-338-3030 to receive your pass. If you'd like more teaching and you'd like to go straight to our website, the address is www.pastormelissascott.com.